12-Sided Stories is for mature audiences and often deals with topics that may be difficult for some listeners. Discretion is advised. Welcome to the Candlestick Crimes, a Swords of the Serpentine actual play brought to you by 12-Sided Stories. This is a story-heavy, rules-light tale full of action, adventure, and ribaldry. So sit back and enjoy this swashbuckling tale.
Hello and welcome to the Candlestick Crimes. My name is Wes Otis. This is our Sword in the Serpentine actual play. I have some wonderful players with us. Let's start with Kay.
Oh, hi. I was not prepared. Hello. I am Kay Purcell. I work in video games and do TTRPG stuff every moment I get, and I will be playing Vymond, who is an Inquisitor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Candace, also known as Candace the Magnificent. My pronouns are they, she, and I am playing Tessa Rambeau, also they, she.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and I am playing Reginald, or just Reg to his friends, he, him.
Hello. Be Zelda, they, them, and I am joining y'all playing Mirko, and I think they use they, them pronouns, and they might be a thief. Yeah, definitely a thief.
Enjoying the show? Then take a moment to join our Patreon, support the podcast, and get early access to episodes and bonus content. Head to 12-Sided Stories Patreon today.
This is a great place for a recap. In the first episode, you helped a rich noble named Tommy, Sage, get his signet ring back from a gambling parlor in the Tangle, and you met him and his mother at the Red Pig. His mother was not happy with Tommy for losing his signet ring, but she did need your help. Her brother has been spending a lot of money on the new craze of scented candles. A lot of nobility is trading the candles. Some are even talking about using them as money. So what she wants you to do is to break into his house, Manor Sage, and find out what is in the vault. If the family heirlooms like her wedding dress, the paintings, the gold is still there, or if it's been replaced with all candles. She doesn't necessarily think candles are bad. She just doesn't want all of the family fortune going towards scented candles. Her son, Tommy, is next in line to take over the fortune, and her brother is in his late 80s. So she is looking at this as soon she'll have control over the family fortune. She does not want anyone hurt. She just wants an inventory of her vault. That's where we're starting. You are all around this table. There's a couple of different places clue-wise that they gave you, which is obviously staking out the brother's place, going to the Thieves Guild and seeing if there's any information the Thieves Guild can give you, or the mercenaries. The guy who gave you the original job, Hannick, he's with the Marcanti. The Marcanti are basically the merchants. And that could be an outlet because he obviously knows the family. So you have a few different places that you can go. You just have to decide which way you want to attack the problem.
I think Thieves Guild? Why do research on something that has already been discovered?
Right. All right, my sister might be there. It'd be nice to see her.
Let's go.
All right.
Pay for our tab, probably.
Yeah, it's not expensive. Any place called the Red Pig, you can get a lot of food for cheap. You head over to the Temple Market District, and it's nighttime at this point. Most of the establishments are closed. The bazaar is closed. There are a few really large churches to Denari, but most of it is places of business, guild halls, things like that, for selling items and international trade. Everything goes on here. The front for one of the Thieves Guild, the ones that you're interacting, is here. Who has Thieves Guild as an ally?
All of us?
Yeah, probably all of you. Oh, wait, no, not Candace. Okay.
I have a relation, but I don't have a proper link.
Okay, can you tell me about your relation?
Yes, my relation is Tabitha, my sister. She uses she, her pronouns. You can call her Tabby for short. She has sticky fingers. She's my younger sister, so probably late 20s, and knew that I was working the watch, and that's how I got fired. It's not her fault. She can't help it.
Nice.
I'm sure she had a good reason.
All right, you all show up. Now, Mirko and Reginald, you know where the secret entrance is. It's near one of the canals, and you go up and you do the secret knock and you say the secret words, and this gruff-looking guy opens the door, looks at Mirko and goes, "You're not up to date on your dues?"
No, it's other business.
Other business, but you need to be up to date on your dues, right? I mean...
Of course. I can be back tomorrow.
You're lucky people like you around here.
I know.
It won't last forever.
I'm gonna wink and keep on walking through.
He's probably the most lawful guard you've met. He's like, "Come on in, fine." And then he goes, wait. Who are these other two? They're not part of our establishment. You just bring them to our front like this?
They're with me. We're on a job.
That doesn't clear anything up for me.
What about, I'm gonna, pat for some money.
Vymond will reach into their pocket and kind of flash the brooch we got. Say, "We are here to fence something."
I see. Are you wearing your signet ring?
No.
Okay.
No.
Shucks. All right. I think this would be a good time, since you're doing the brooch thing, for a sway.
How do we help?
If you want to help, you just say, I'd like to help. And for each person that helps, Kay gets an extra point onto their roll.
I will help.
So 2 extra points. Remember, you're shooting to beat... It can be anywhere from 3 to 12. 12 is really, really difficult. And I never say what the number is, but I'll say this is probably going to be a little bit challenging. And you have to discern what I mean by a little bit challenging.
And I apologize, remind me, is it 1d6 or 2d6?
1d6.
1d6, okay.
And then however many points you want to spend from your sway. Just so you know, you can, if you're in combat, which sway is considered a combat thing, if you were to say, "Hey, I want to spend my charm," then that gives you a big bonus. It gives you this big, you can do more damage, you can make things happen. So we'll get into that as it comes up. So you've got a bonus 2 points. How many points would you like to spend?
I'm going to spend 2 more.
Okay, so 4 altogether. Go for it.
And that's a 5 on the dice.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay, so... It's all right, fine.
Thank you.
You all start to go in, and Tessa, I'm going to assume you're probably towards the back.
Yep. Keeping an eye on people, giving a hairy eyeball as needed.
Okay. As you're passing the guard, he just kind of gently touches your arm and goes, "Are you Tabitha's sister?"
Boy, who's asking?
Well, I am. Look, I think that she is attractive, and I've been wanting to ask her out for a while, but I can't seem... She's very intimidating. You're very intimidating, too. Have you ever thought about being a guard?
She stretches to their, full 6'1", and crosses their, muscly arms and looks, I assume, at or down at this person?
You down.
Okay.
He's probably 5'11".
How does he look?
He looks like a bloke. He's probably got a cauliflower ear from fighting and maybe broken nose a couple of times.
The rest of you see a look on Tessa's face that is very different than the happy-go-lucky smile that's usually there, that very kind of well-meaning sort of thing that she's got on her face. And they just kind of, size him up. Yeah, well, I mean, you look like you could take a good ass kicking, so I suppose you wouldn't be terrible for her. You asking me to put in a good word for you?
Yeah. I mean, I've been told that I'm a Tangle 7, so...
You think my sister deserves a fucking 7?
I just want to take her out to coffee or something and go from there. I just need an introduction. That's all I'm asking for.
First of all, you're going to take her to the fanciest restaurant in town. Second of all, you're going to distract the guards while she steals whoever she wants. And third, if she gets caught, who's going down for it?
I guess I will be.
Good. Well, it's pleased to meet your acquaintance. What's your name?
Seth.
She slaps a huge hand on his shoulder, way too hard.
He goes, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I really do. And if there's a favor I can do for you in the future, let me know.
I'll remember that. What's your name again? Scamp?
Seth.
Oh, Seth. Seth. Yeah, all right.
My mom told me my name was cool.
I fully intend to follow up on that, so be prepared, all right?
All right, cool. Thanks a lot. So you'll want to note that down, that Seth at the Thieves Guild owes you a favor.
As this is going on, Vyman leads over to Mirko and is like, protect your sister.
Yeah. Like, absolutely. Like, just here eating popcorn while watching this. Very entertained.
As she turns back to all of you, the smile is back, and they're like, whoa, you guys gonna introduce me to all your friends? You got so many, like, connections and people you know in here, and I only know the one, Tabby, so.
Yes,
yeah,
it seems you have someone to introduce us to.
You got a lot of friends?
I do, yeah.
Oh, friendship's good. I quite like that.
Mirko, I'm not so sure.
Mirko's friendly, aren't you?
Who've you pissed off?
Friends are to keep.
I mean, did you try and give him, like, sweets, a nice smile, maybe a hug?
No, none of those. None of those. Oh, God.
That could kip you and some friends,
I gamble with my friends, and then I win all their money, and they don't want to be my friends. But it's not important. Let's go.
That sounds like some sore losing. I'm sorry about that.
Yes. Wait, no, yeah.
So you all walk into this large receiving area of a office building, like a Renaissance marbled columns with wood desks everywhere, and almost like an early medieval bank kind of situation. Just carved wood and very beautiful. All these people sitting around these desks looking at different papers and people talking to each other. At each of the desks, it looks like 2 or 3 people talking about jobs that they're going to do. Who would you like to approach? The head of the Thieves Guild isn't here, but if you have a connection here, you can say, well, I know William's here and I want to talk to him, or whatever, or whoever you want to talk to. And Candace, roll me a 6-sided die. 1, 2, 3, your sister is not there. 4, 5, 6, she is. Oh, she's not there right now. Okay.
So are we trying to fence the brooch right now, or are we getting info on the mansion right now?
You could do either. There are fences that are sitting around talking with people about jobs. It's basically a big meeting place that during the day is a front. And at night they come in and they decide what their jobs are, what they're going to do. So if you want to fence something, that's relatively easy. And I believe it gives you each 2 levels of wealth, which is why you were interested in continuing to do work for Lady Sage.
I mean, yeah, if y'all want to do that. I think the other angle is, like, we want to look for, if there's, like, a bookish, well-researched individual who's just, like, excels at all the skullduggery and, like, documents it all, because I would love a layout of, houses in the nobility places. How many rooms do they have? What is their guard setup like? Do we have any modern notes on the rotations with the guards?
Yeah, that's a great idea. You could talk, let's call them the librarian. And their specialty is you go in, it's like that John Wick situation where they're like, oh, well, where are you going to be going? What kind of suit do you need for this kind of thing? But they have blueprints and all of this.
Yes.
I'm going to say that because of your bonus or your relation with them, connection, that they will definitely help you out. So yeah, you walk up to librarian. How are you today, Mirko?
Not bad, bonjour. Things are bookish as always.
Yes, as always. Do you have something you need from me?
Yes. Looking for a book, of course, meaning blueprints, on a house. Oh, what do we know about the house? Does the house have, like, a title?
Let's call it Sage Manor.
Looking for a book on Sage Manor.
They go, yeah, I do have stuff on Sage Manor, but looks around and goes, you haven't paid your dues in like 2 months.
I have spoken with someone, Sherry, don't worry. I think it's tomorrow I should have all of it.
All right, I'll let you in, but, just pay your dues. You do this all the time.
Yes.
You're always late.
It's 2 months is nothing.
Don't they pay your health care?
Yes.
How do we pay your health care without the dues?
Other people have paid the dues, and I benefit. But tomorrow, it will be tomorrow, Sherry. Do not worry, I will pay it. I will get the money once I get that book.
All right. Go ahead, and they give you the location of where it's at.
Perfect. Can I do a rough sketch of the existing blueprint? So we have something on hand?
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Vimond is just standing back there like, the Thieves Guild pays health insurance?
Only if you pay the dues.
Only you have to play the dues, yeah.
I look at Vimon's face and I go, right, I think you need some things explained because you're new to this, right? Believe it or not, there actually is honor amongst thieves.
I am familiar with this concept.
Yeah, let's face it. If we can't trust each other, how are we going to do jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't stab a fellow thief in the back, not a guild member. If they're not a guild member, they're kind of fair game, right?
Yeah.
But a guild member, no. You work together. You split the haul, right?
Or you stab them in the face and make eye contact.
So that's the health insurance, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, in the Thieves Guild, like Mirko was so good at pointing out, also encompasses the assassins. But there is a code of honor.
So what you get from these blueprints, it's a 4-story tall manor. The last level was built on, because remember, everything is constantly sinking, so they're having to add new levels on top. The last level was just added on about 8 months ago, so it's going to be a while before there's any more construction. The vault is 2 stories down, and they have somehow kept the vault area and the staircase going from the first floor, which is water level, all the way down dry. But from what you see, the Thieves Guild believes that there's some kind of setup that if you trip it, the water will fill in that escape route. So it's a security measure that's on there. It says on there that there's 5 guards, 2 are outside at the front door, and then there are 2 that walk the grounds. Because space is so tight on the entire island, there is not a lot of room. There's maybe 10 feet from the wall of the manor to the wall that surrounds the manor. So there's not a ton of room. The wall is about 8 to 9 feet tall, and it has a note on there that the place hasn't been hit in a long time. They actually have a list of when it's been hit, and it's probably been a good decade, maybe 15 years since it's been hit, because the feeling is that they don't really have a lot, and trying to get to that vault and get past that trap seems like more than it's worth. There are targets that are easier, lower hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So those are the clues that you get from it.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, I'll document what I can, exchange the rest with my tentative allies.
Awesome. So all of you meet back after Mirko comes out of the library area, and right then you see the head of the Thieves Guild walk in, and she looks around a bit at everyone around and spots the 4 of you kind of standing near the library and walks over. Mirko, Reginald, you have friends with you. Are these new recruits?
Possibly.
Yes?
We're on a job.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're going to see. We're going to try them out. See if they want to join.
Okay. Have you logged this job yet?
Yes?
No, not yet. We really just got here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you want to talk about it, more than happy.
But also we should go
Yeah, someplace private.
Yeah. But also we can go to leave and do this job and come back and log it.
Oh, you should go do the job. I'm sure there'll be wealth beyond measure at its conclusion.
I can only hope.
Yes, that's the hope.
Then you can come back here, Mirko, and settle up all your debts.
Mm-hmm. That is the exact plan.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck to all of you. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your names. Looks at Vymond.
Oh, how rude of me. This is Vymond.
'Tis a pleasure.
And this is Tessa.
Okay.
Hi.
Tessa's sister is Tabby.
She gives you this long look. Oh, Tabby. She is one of our...
Good at her job? I know. Very proud.
One of our best, yeah.
Can I make a suggestion, ma'am?
Sure.
How scary is this lady?
Pretty scary, but not in a physical, like, I can pick you up and break you kind of way. More of a...
It's the presence.
I can destroy your soul.
You'll die before you hit the ground kind of way.
I give Tessa this look like, no, just shut up.
What does sway do?
Sway can be used as an attack to demoralize people. If you want to try to demoralize her a little bit, you can, and you're just hoping that her morale is low enough for you to, like, it would become a battle of wits.
Tessa just kind of sizes her up and says, "You know, I hate it when blokes say this to me, but I rather like it when a lady type maybe gives me a little bit of information. I just want to tell you, you're not too bad on the eyes there, and I think you made some friends that your life would be vastly improved. You know, any kind of friend. Don't tell my sister, please. I don't need to know in my business." And she winks meaningfully.
I'm just inwardly cringing.
Skulking away. Cannot be a part of this scene. No.
If you ever need someone to watch your back or your front, I'm your fella.
She smiles gently at you and says, "See how you do on this particular job, and if you come back and you want to get a cup of tea or something and show me how well you can deal with a job, then we can talk about friendship things." And then she just winks at you back and says, "You are a very good-looking specimen, so I'm not opposed to what you're saying, but Mirko really needs to pay me my money. And so if you can get them to pay me my money back, that would go a long way in our friendship."
All right, ma'am. I'll see what I can do. And then I kind of very toughly sort of stride past. I don't ruffle her at all. I get close enough so that my muscle brushes the outside of her arm. And once we're in the clear, away from everything, Mirko, I give you a little tap on the butt, and I say, "So about that friendship, real friends work off your debt, and I fully intend to do that when we're back."
Yes.
She starts whistling happily.
Exactly how far behind are you on your debts?
I haven't looked in a bit.
This seems to be a frequent thing with you.
3, 4, every time I'm here. But it's fine. You know, I do pay them, or I have somebody else pay them for me.
Right.
Speaking of pay, the brooch, can we maybe...
Yeah, Vymond will produce it and gladly hand it over to members of the Thieves Guild to fence it, because they're going to get a better deal than Vymond will.
I'm going to say that you're able to do that relatively quickly. You probably hand it to Reginald to do, because you're realizing that there's a theme going on here.
I do not trust Mirko
with stuff right now until they're caught up with the with their debt. So you give it to Reginald, and Reginald goes and comes back, and you each get basically a bag of coins, which equals to the 2 levels of wealth.
So that means we're now at what?
If you had nothing when you started, it gets you to comfortable right now. It's not wealthy, but it's getting there. You've got a good amount of money. And the thing is, in the game, the way that they make it up is that you get the money and then you spend it because nobody holds on. You know, it's a sword and sorcery game. So, like, you spend money on shit you don't need. Like, let's spend the night in a really expensive hotel for a month or whatever. That sort of thing. So...
Tell me someone tells Mirko not to spend it all in one place when the coins are handed over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of you know this, but Mirko has a really bad bingo habit. And so
Bingo! Collecting all the little dabbers.
Got like gold-plated ones.
Yes!
gold-plated ones, exactly.
So unnecessary, but so pretty.
Before we go, I need to take care of something that us dues-paying members get as a benefit. And I go over, I want to have business cards made.
Ooh.
Okay.
They say, Reginald Squire Chandelier.
Looks at you for a second and goes, doesn't that just mean candlestick?
Yeah, but the mock doesn't know that.
All right.
Mirko nods in the background, like, we...
And he goes, okay, where are you going to be at? Because this is going to take like a couple of hours. I'll just send a courier over to drop it off. You tell him some inn or whatever. All right, so in a couple of hours, you will have your cards. All of you get out of the building, because that's the best place to talk. Talking inside the building, yes, there's honor among thieves, but that only goes so far.
Walls have ears.
Yeah, walls have ears. You have your blueprint. What location do you want to go to next? And when do you want to go? Because at this point, it's like 10 o'clock at night. Do you want to wait until 2 o'clock in the morning, or do you want to do this tomorrow during the day?
Is there a place where not necessarily the nobility, but the people who work for the nobility hang out? I have a couple ranks of nobility that I would love to like cash in to try and get some inside gossip.
They usually lunch in Iron Cross, which is where all the guild halls are and all of the administrative buildings for like the Triskadane who run the city and where the Mercanti are. It's basically the seat of power for the city. But there are places that the servants will go to eat or to take time off. Alderhall, which is where the nobles live, is more of a residential area, and it doesn't have a lot of like places that the servants would eat. You definitely want to check out Iron Cross and the local pubs there.
Yeah, I think Vymond might look to Reginald. I perhaps know a place we could try and get some information and perhaps establish you more as your job, profession?
Right, then I'm going to need a change of clothes.
Not tonight.
Oh, right.
None of them are going to be lunching at this hour.
Well, for now, we can keep an eye on the place. Comings and goings, times, rounds.
All right. So you all head out there. How long do you want to spend casing the joint from the outside?
I would say maybe like an hour, hour and a half, based on whatever the rotation is.
Okay. So basically there's 2 guards up front at the far gate. So not at the actual door, but at the gate near the outer wall. Every 15 minutes, one of them will just walk the perimeter. There is a small alleyway between the outer wall and the next wall. So they have like a walk-through. The outer wall is definitely climbable. This place is really well lit. That can be an issue. And in fact, the city watch comes by every about half hour. There's city watch comes by. And I think I would like a stealth check to see if you can all keep hidden from the city watch. Oh, somebody doesn't like that idea. Could it be our 6'1" powerhouse?
Wes, please.
Go ahead. You don't have to spend any roll. You don't have to spend any points if you don't have any. But if you have,
Wes, I have no points.
then all you do is get your stealth roll. I mean, you get your straight up roll.
What's the thing?
It's 1d6, and it's not that difficult.
I'm gonna spend 2.
Same.
2. Okay. 2.
I will also spend 2.
I needed it. Total of 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got a total of 3.
Oh, no.
5.
What'd you get, Candace?
I got a 5.
What?
I feel like Vimond is so worried about Tessa that they're like, just, and is like so focused on Tessa that they are both perfect, and then the other two are.
I'm imagining like Scooby and Shaggy clinging to one another, trying to sneak through a haunted house. That's Vimond and Tessa
I love that energy.
being absolutely silent as the night.
So as the city watch starts to pass you, one of them turns and looks into the dark alleyway where you're hunkered down, and they're looking directly at Reginald.
Do I see them looking at me?
Absolutely.
I stumble out like I'm drunk. Hello, my darling. It's been a year.
They walk over.
And, hello, gents.
Right. Look, you can't be around here. Where do you live?
Where am I?
You're in Alderhall.
Oh, well, I don't live here.
No, you don't. And he grabs you by the scruff of the neck and he starts to take you out of the area, probably back to Ironcross. He goes, you're lucky we're not arresting you. Stay out at Alderhall.
Right, thanks. You want to sing with me?
No.
I'm in the mood to sing.
Let's keep it down. These people are trying to get to sleep.
Shh, quiet. I'll be quiet.
Nobody needs a sea shanty right now, and they're off, leaving the three of you there.
Is there another big noble house near-ish?
Oh yeah, they're all around you. All of the houses around here are just these huge old manors. Some of them have not been upkept well. As you know, specifically because of your connection to the nobility, there are a lot of nobles that have the title but not the cash.
I want to look for a noble house that's like around a corner, nearby but around a corner, that seems to be upkept-ish. Could I figure out which house that belongs to? Are there insignias or something that I could figure that out?
Absolutely, you have nobility, and I'm not going to make you make a roll for it. The nearest decently upkept house is House Ul. UL has been around, and you believe that they mainly deal in horses. They import and export horses all across the different countries to the north, and they sometimes bring them here, but not often. Horses don't do well in a city full of canals. There's been accidents. It's been horrible. We don't talk about it. There are a lot of pigs in the city too. I'm going to throw a few things out there lore-wise. There are pigs in certain areas. They breed well and they eat trash, so they do well in the city. There's also swans. Swans are the symbol of Denari, and so they are protected by city law. They are also great guard animals. They are fierce and angry, and so a lot of thieves have been caught by a gaggle of swans, and it has been not good.
They used to be dinosaurs, and they remember.
They remember when they were dinosaurs.
So just to make sure, Ul is not like the next door neighbor, but it's a little bit away?
It's a little bit away.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what Perfect.
Okay, so do you all want to head out, or Vyman, did you have an idea for the House of Yor?
Well, once we link back up with Reg, kind of like to say, so just nearby is House Ul. I think it might do us some good to perhaps spread some rumors that we are perhaps targeting House Ul tomorrow night, so that the guard is focused there.
You want me to spread rumors?
Have you ever spread a rumor, Tessa?
I mean, not as a rule. I have blamed my sister for eating the last cookie and biscuit. I've also blamed a dog for some garbage that I got into one time, looking for a squirrel. But no, not exclusively. But I can learn, and I can very much take direction if you need me to do any of that, you know.
I've spread a rumor too. You might say they're scurrilous rumors.
Same.
Scurrilous sounds like squirrelous, and I love it.
Squirrelous rumors. You hear what that squirrel just said to me?
They're talking nuts.
Oh. That was a 10th level dad joke. Okay. Reginald has enough points.
I have scurrilous rumors, yeah. Yeah, I have 3.
Ooh.
Nice.
How many points would you like to spend on this particular thing then?
I'll spend 2.
All right, now that you have your rumor going, do you want to talk about how you're going to pull off this job tomorrow night?
We might have to, talk about it. Go ahead, though.
I think Tessa tries to walk, stride past the guards on her way out, on their way out of this area. Attempts to be seen by people to kind of bolster the rumors.
Okay, I like that.
Absolutely, and you are an imposing force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, she's definitely waving. If people look at her, they're like, hi, good evening. The airs.
Can we be in the shadows across and wiggle a dagger just enough so that it catches the light, so that they're just seeing little bits of movement, so it feels like House Ool is being staked out?
That's awesome. Absolutely. Little glints of light here and there. All right. Anything else before we jump to the next night and we do the thing?
We don't really have a full plan. I know Reginald wanted those business cards, and I don't necessarily know what that purpose is, but we know the layout, we know the floor, and we have a good idea of how to dodge the guards and the watch. Beyond that, it's
Yeah, the idea was that I am going to pose as a candlestick expert, like a sommelier, but a chandelier.
Yep. It tracks.
There you go. So, I'm going to speak very posh and dress very nicely and everything like that. Just weasel my way in to this man's world so that I can have access to the house, so that if there is a trap, I can maybe find it and see, how it's tripped, the booby trap, stuff like that. This is more of a long con, but it's one where it gets us inside the house.
Also, it's a distraction, I think, more than anything else.
Yeah. It's absolutely a distraction.
It would give you all points towards, stealth and getting in, and why they're doing their act, you all can kind of get in a little bit easier. That's the way I was looking at.
Got it. Okay, perfect, because that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping I could maybe go talk with either the people who work there or people, the other servants who work in other houses, and try to get some inside information about, are any of these guards, booze hounds? Are they, does one of them is one of them sick and can't really run? Any kind of insider information I could get to try to...
Why don't we do that real quick? We can do that in the morning.
Wait. What is Reginald wearing?
Right. So would Reginald want to come along, because we could do this under the guise of I'm trying to help my friend establish contacts here. He's very successful in other cities, but...
I like it. That's a good idea. So the two of you go to the Hen's Roost, which is basically where all the servants hang out and they eat and drink and whatever, whenever they want to get away from the overly posh house that they work in. There's a woman there, probably in her 70s, and everyone calls her Nan. If you ask around, they said, well, ask Nan. She's been here the longest. She knows everything that's going on. And you approach her table and she goes, sit down. We only have 30 minutes. Come on. Gotta eat. What can I do for you?
Vyman kind of takes a deep breath and looks at Reg. And then you watch something flip on their expression, and there's suddenly this very warm, bright look as they lean forward towards this little old lady. And, hello, Nan, I've heard great things about you. My friend here and I are new in town, if you cannot tell from the accent. He is a very successful in the Candlestick. I don't know. We were hoping to learn a bit about some families we're hoping to sell to.
Right. Does he talk?
Oh, Reginald.
Okay, so Reginald is dressed very nicely. He's wearing a coat that has, embroidery on it, and a little waistcoat, and his hair is slicked back. He's got this hat that has a feather, but of course he's taken his hat off because he's indoors, and, shiny shoes and the whole bit. Like, he looks the part. He says, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you. My name is Reginald Squire Chandelier."
Doesn't that just mean candlestick?
It means an expert in candlesticks, ma'am.
And now I have to ask. It's a good accent, but is that how you really talk?
Well, of course. I mean, how else are you going to talk about these beautiful, magnificent items, these scented candlesticks? They are my life. They really are.
Can I try and read Nan?
Nana's been around the block a bit, and this is coming on strong. So
Yeah.
I think I need a sway from Michelle.
Okay, you can do that, or Vyman might elbow him and just be like, "You can drop it here. These are common folk. Salt is the earth."
Morons.
Morons.
It's from Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, but I don't want to drop it completely, because then she'll know exactly what I am.
No, that's, I mean, we're con. We understand. It's just like, hey, she knows you're not actually that. Tone it down.
So, I just say, right, so this is my actual accent, but it seems to me that the ancient nobility tend to like someone who is a little more theatrical.
I understand. So what kind of help do you need? What do you need from me?
Simply an introduction.
All right. And what time do you need this introduction at?
Well, perhaps you could tell us. We have been asked to investigate selling to House Sage. We've been told they are very interested in these, and we're trying to learn all we can to gain favor.
Well, so do you know anything about the lord of that particular manor? He's an odd duck. It's actually a little tragic. He lost his son a few years ago, his only heir, and I think it broke him. And since then, he's been hiring young men that look like his son to work at his place, and he calls them all by the same name. It's pretty sad. So I would say if you're going to go there, you want to get him at his most lucid, when he's not gripped in his depression. So probably around 5 or 4 in the afternoon would be my guess. Older man, nights are early. Now the blokes that work there, they're relatively nice people. Some of them I question their motives, but yeah.
You do not possibly think that these young men are taking advantage of him, cleaning out his vault?
I think it's a possibility. I mean, easy mark, a man depressed from losing his only son. And I know his sister, she's not the best person. I've worked at her house a few times, and she thinks highly of herself than she actually should.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. So, let's talk about my price.
Of course.
50 coin, please.
50.
Come on now.
For an introduction, really.
For an introduction. I know what you're doing. Nobody just shows up out of nowhere in this area and says, "Hey, by the way, I'm Candlestick whatever." I've been around for 72 years. Your accent's good, but you've laid it on a little too thick, and I like to get my feet rubbed every once in a while, so 50 coin.
How completely outrageous is 50 coin?
It's high, but it's not like a level of wealth or anything like that. It's not like it's gonna hurt you.
I kind of smile, and I break character, and I just go, right, how about 25 now and 25 when the job's done?
There you are. Yes.
And I wink at her.
Yeah, we can do 25 now and 25 later. Just try to be gentle about it, all right? He's an old codger, but he's been through a lot, you know?
We're not here to hurt anybody.
Good to hear, good to hear. All right, good luck to you.
Vyman will actually slide a couple more coins to her on their way out. Be like, much appreciated.
All right. You all head out. You start to set up for the actual event, unless I don't think there's anything else. you get together and you check the place one more time. Who wants to start? I'm believing Reginald will probably walk up to the door.
Yeah, are you doing that solo?
I can't be with you guys, right?
Well, from what I understood, he would go in solo and kind of be a distraction, and then the other three of you would get into the house and try to get into the vault now that you have the blueprints.
I was used as the bait.
Well, you were used as the bait for the other house, right? So they're looking for someone, they're focused somewhere else. And if you're sneaking in,
Okay.
as sneaky as you could be.
So that's where I'm worried. Like, yeah, Tessa, no stealth.
Yeah, this is the problem. I don't know, I'm getting lucky again. That's why I'm like, do I just walk around the town, like, hoping to get questioned with nothing on me?
Or pretend like you're sneaking around near the House of Ul?
Or do we dress you up really fancy, give you cases that you're carrying that we claim are full of candlesticks, and you go in with Reg? Then you get lost. You have to go to the bathroom and you get lost.
That's probably best case scenario.
Also, remember, if the others are helping you, Candace, you get a bonus to your roll. If Vymond and Mirko are helping you, then you get a +2 to your roll, which is pretty good.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So no, we're not going to exclude you from this part, which is really important for the game.
Yeah. we want you there. We just
You have to stand out there.
how you want to do it.
I want to get just a bunch of like worthless brass candlesticks from the Thieves Guild that are probably in a storage room, and just polish them up and make them look really nice and spray them with perfume and stuff like that, so that they
Who has arts and crafts?
That's arts and crafts.
We had a fun time doing it like the night before. It was like our bonding activity.
It's a montage of you all laughing.
We end up spraying it all over Tessa as they spin.
Tessa would have, in the montage, Tessa would have like gone rummaging in trash cans in the fancy part of town and found like some scraps and stuff.
Ooh.
I have preparedness and I'm willing to spend some of it.
To give some authenticity.
Yeah, a dress and I find some nice wares
Okay.
that fit me well enough. And when I finish my outfit and everybody helps me get dressed, Tessa's already very pretty. Like, they have a very lovely, kind of handsome and beautiful face. But, like, all dolled up, they look very, like, regal. They're just gigantic. Like, they look delicate and like a delicate beauty, but they're just huge.
Awesome. Would you like to spend a point of preparedness to kind of really button up your look and everything?
Yes, because I don't want to get taken in.
All right, cool.
And I can also help advise, because I know quite a bit about fashion.
You do. All right. So you get dressed up, both of you, and you head to the gate. We're going to say that you get by the first two guards relatively easily. You announce yourself, and then you go to the main door. And the door opens up, and there's a man standing there in very regal clothes. But the way that he's standing is off. He does not have the posture of a fancy noble guy. He's a little hunched over, and he goes, "Welcome to Sage Manor. How can I help you?"
How do you do, Lord Sage?
Oh, I'm not Lord Sage. I'm one of the servants. Jeffrey. I'm sorry. The Lord likes us to wear the clothing of his departed son. So we all wear his clothing while we do the work.
Oh, I see. My card. And I give him one of my beautiful cards, designed by B.
This is wonderful. Where'd you get this card from?
Oh, a shop down the lane.
Oh, this is a good one. Well, what's your purpose here? He doesn't seem to be able to read the French on the card.
Well, my name is Reginald Squire, and this is my associate,
My name is, my name is Tessa. Tessa Rambo. How are you doing tonight? I'm very, flattered to make your acquaintance.
Oh my god.
I love them so much.
Love it.
Hurts.
So good.
She does a way too deep curtsy and almost like drops the container she's holding.
I am a chandelier, a candle expert.
Oh, well, our Lord is very much interested in candlesticks lately, and he is just finished dining. I'll announce you and see if he's willing to speak with you. Just give me a moment. The door shuts, and a few moments later he comes back and he goes, well, come in. The Lord will speak with you. And he takes you in, and you're kind of looking around at all of the different paintings, and it's a very opulent place. And he leads you into the dining hall. You see about 4 or 5 servants kind of going around. There's not a ton of them. And this older man, he's in his 80s. He's already got on his nightcap and his sleeping coat. And he goes, I heard you are a candlestick expert.
Why, yes, I am. I'm a chandelier, an expert in candlesticks, in both brokering them and appraising them.
Doesn't that word just mean candlestick?
It also means an expert in candlesticks.
If I may, your lordship, the reason for this phenomenal title to be bestowed upon my liege here is that when you're an expert, you are named often after the thing that you're good at. So like shoemakers are a last name, but also a title of what you're good at, and thus is my lord.
I understand. What can I do for you? And before you answer, this is where we're going to stop. Because I think it's a good spot to stop, because we have to get into a whole thing for next episode. That was the best awkward accent ever, Candace.
Awesome.
I give you massive points for that.
So
That was
good.
Thanks.
So
They're just
good.
doing their best.
Yeah, you are, and it's
Their best is enough.
it's awesome.
Their best is everything.
So thank you all so much for playing. I really appreciate it, and thank you all so much for listening. Let's find out where these wonderful people are. Let's start with Candace.
Hello, my name is Candace the Magnificent. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at the Candace Marie, and on everything else, pretty much, you can find me at Candace the Magnificent.
Hello. I have been B Zelda. You can find me on all social media as B Zelda _. I'm a podcaster, tabletop person who plays all the games, streams it, writes about it, does some sensitivity consultation. But really, I'm just like an expert at rolling dice and rolling all the bad numbers.
Hey all, I am Kay Purcell. You can find me across the internet at KDamnFear, KAYDAMHYR, or at Chaotic Wholesome Presents, where we do talk shows and all things TTRPGs.
Hey, I'm Michelle. You can find me on the socials at Michulu. That's MICHULHU. You can also find my music and Wes's amazing sound effects if you subscribe to the Plate Mail Games catalog through BattleBards.
And I am Wes Otis. You can find me at Plate Mail Games on all the different socials, or if you want to find the show, find us at 12-Sided Stories, the number 12, then Sided Stories on all socials, or our website, all spelled out, all one word, 12sidedstories.com. Join us on Discord, where we can talk about the shows, and you can ask us questions or just hang out and talk about tabletop RPGs. If you want to help the show out, join our Patreon and get a ton of free stuff. We're doing a mothership show right now that's a lot of fun. We're actually recording that soon again, and I'm excited about it because I think people are going to die. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun, at least for me. So thank you so much for listening, and we hope that you'll join us next week for more Candlestick Crimes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.